Welcome back to On Point from the Summerdale Church of Christ. We're studying through the New Testament right now. We find ourselves at the end of the book of 2 Corinthians, and then of Galatians, and the first part of Ephesians. I want to focus on the book of Galatians this morning. Sometimes when you read through, we see Paul's harshness. This is probably one of the harsher books that he has written. But he's very concerned that the Galatian church is struggling with things like prejudice and things like division that he hoped would not be a problem in the churches of this region. He tells a couple personal stories here in the book. He compares his sin. He talks about the issues with Peter and with Barnabas and so forth. But as he finishes up his book, he talks about the necessity of bearing the fruit of the Spirit, being able to withdraw from the works of the flesh and focus on the fruit of the Spirit. Each of us as a Christian is empowered by the Holy Spirit, indwelled by the Holy Spirit. Now today he doesn't work in supernatural ways like he did in the first century. Instead, there are natural parts of our life that should shine. In fact, Paul puts it in very simple language when he says the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And he says there's no law against these things. These are things that just simply make a good human being. But as a Christian, knowing that we're full of the Holy Spirit, it amplifies those natural qualities that every single human should have. These are words that describe God, starting with love. And in chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians, he talked about how ultimately, if they really wanted to serve God and think about spiritual gifts, they should start with love. Love's the most valuable of all gifts, and it's the one that wouldn't fade away. And he tells the brethren there in Corinth, you're fighting and squabbling over things that are temporary, but there is something greater, something that you take with you into eternity. It lasts forever. He says the greatest of all things is faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of those three, if you're to give a title to the number one spot, it would be to love. And that's something the Galatian church needed to follow. And if you have love, then the other fruit will come naturally after that. Let that encourage you today. Think about what you can do to be a better servant of God by bearing the fruit of the Spirit. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to On Point.